What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice & Dragons, I'm going to be unboxing the new expansion for Marvel Champions, the card game, The Rise of Red Skull. Now this is the game's first ever campaign expansion. It is once again published by Fantasy Flight Games and designed by Caleb Grace and Michael Boggs. Now in The Rise of the Red Skull, you have the option of either playing one of the 5 scenarios as a one-off or going through an interlinked campaign, playing each of the scenarios in order and even getting some upgrade cards for your characters as you go through the story. Now, like the regular Marvel Champions, you're going to be taking on the role of a hero. You're going to be beating up the villains while trying to thwart their scheme. Well, let's let the expansion speak for itself. So it's time to take a look at what's inside. Now we're going to take a look at what's in the box for Marvel Champions, the card game, The Rise of the Red Skull. Now we've been eagerly awaiting this. I haven't looked into too much as to what's in the box. I just knew we had the Red Skull, Hawkeye, and Spider-Woman. We got a piece of cardboard to keep the rule book from getting warped, which is nice. Let's take a look at what's in this rule book. So we get a description as to what we're actually going to be getting in the game. There's a campaign mode, so that's pretty neat. You can combine all of the 5 scenarios to play through a campaign. That's what this campaign log is on the back. I did take a quick peek inside. So what else do we have? So scenario 1, we have Crossbones. It tells us how to set it up, and the specific campaign instructions are there as well. I love the fact that we get some comic book art. Scenario number 2 will be the Absorbing Man. And wow, even more comic book art. Scenario number 3 is Taskmaster, followed by Arnim Zola next. And then, of course, the Avengers will assemble to face the Red Skull. We do have some explanations in the back for the expert campaign rules, and then just the starter decks for Hawkeye as leadership and Spider-Woman as aggression and justice. So this is our first, right out of the box, mixed character, I'd say, in terms of at least the different aspects. We'll leave the rulebook over there because we got plenty of room. And let's take a look at what we've got. Well, there are the villain cards for the 5 scenarios. Let's go ahead and start by looking at the heroes because, you know, this is Marvel Champions, not Marvel Villains, the card game. But hey, that would be a pretty cool expansion. Fortunately, there's no real easy way to open this up. Well, the packaging is loose. I just don't have any nails to get underneath the packaging and get it open right now, which is rather obnoxious. I typically don't have any problems with this. My God, they've used some serious glue. Nothing that little teeth can't solve. So here we have Spider-Woman. So she's an Avenger, a spy, superhuman agility. When you play an aspect card, Spider-Woman gets +1 threat, +1 attack, and +1 defense till the end of the round. Her alter ego is Jessica Drew, double agent. Choose 2 aspects instead of 1 during deck building. You must include an equal number of cards from those aspects in your deck. So that's why she can use both. You can see she's got that almost said dual color, but actually that's her color. So I guess this is just a special ability for her. So we've got Ally of Captain Marvel, Upgrade Finesse, her Apartment, which lets you search the top 5 cards of your deck for an aspect card added to your hand. She's got her Venom Blast, Pheromones. She's immune to contaminants. She's inconspicuous, and that's a nice thwart skill. Self-propelled glide. Her allies may be another ally, Spider-Girl. We've got her name there, Anya Corazon. I don't remember the character. Then we just have her pre-made stuff with combat training, tag team, press the advantage, which is new. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy is stunned or confused, draw a card. Pretty cool. Piercing strike. Deal 3 damage to an enemy, and the attack gains piercing. Then other allies, we get Spider-Man, heroic intuition. So that just gives heroes an extra thwart. Hero response after a side scheme is defeated. Exhaust skilled investigator to draw a card. That's pretty cool. The interrogation room. Clear the area, remove 2 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat on a scheme, draw a card. And then we just have your basic cards. But there's not many for her deck. And of course, we've got Uncertain Loyalties, her Obligation, and then her nemesis, the Viper from Hydra. So this is what we get with Spider-Woman. Now, let's take a look at Hawkeye and try to get this open. Yeah, this one went a little easier, but I did ding the card a little bit at the end. Oh well, good thing I will be sleeving it. And this is definitely the new look Hawkeye, much more like what you saw in the MCU, and not the old guy with the crazy cowl. Well, the older look. So quick draw, action, exhaust Hawkeye to ready his bow. Clint Barton, weapon of choice. So he will get his action to spend one resource of any type, search your deck and discard battle for your bow, add it to your hand. Then you get to shuffle your deck. You can do it once per phase. So what's so special about this bow? The hero gets +1 attack, and each of your arrow attacks gains range. Range attacks ignore retaliate. Pretty cool. So you got a quiver. Allies are Mockingbird. It's got a sonic arrow, so you can confuse an enemy and deal some damage to it. Explosive arrow. Electric arrow. Cable arrow, so that lets you remove some threat. Vibranium arrow, well, that's just going to cause a whole lot of damage, which it does, and it has piercing. So expert marksman, so you can exhaust this to generate a resource. Very cool. Now, you've got Kate Bishop, another Hawkeye that will join you. You've got the Black Knight, Goliath, U.S. Agent, so quite a few allies, which makes sense for a leadership deck. Sky Cycle gives each Avenger ally aerial team training. So each ally you control gets +1 hit point. That's cool. Ready for action. Give an ally you control a tough status card. Lead from the front, which you've seen before. Then the power of leadership. We also get War Machine, Avengers Tower, which is great. Each of your allies has the Avenger trait, increase your ally limit by 1. That's if each of them do. So hero action, exhaust an Avenger character you control to ready another one, so you can get a couple different attacks. Then just the generic cards, and of course, his Criminal Pass, his Nemesis Crossfire, and the cards that go for him. So there you have it. That's what we got for Clint Barton here. And yeah, it looks like I really just dinged the side there. Or was it already like that? I don't know. Well, that's unfortunate. Won't show up too much once the cards are sleeved. There you have it. Those are the two heroes. Let's start getting into the villains. Now we've got Crossbones. The attack on Mount Athena. And then the Infinity Stone. So these are his... the Gateway main scheme. So he's got a 3-part main scheme. Not sure how that works. I'm sure we'll figure it out. This has been a little bit of a long unboxing, but you see what you have. Hydra Bombers, full auto, hard as nails. So get some tough status cards. You'll raid the armory. Quite a few side schemes. Laser rifle, so he's got a whole bunch of experimental weapons. Power gauntlets. And then we've got the Absorbing Man. None Shall Pass, which is his main scheme. So he really just has one main scheme. I like the fact that it's different. He's got an abandoned facility. So you're just attacking him up in the mountains, it looks like. Swinging Stone, Steel Kick, Piercing Thorns, Omnimorph Duplication. Very cool. I love how everything about him is somatic. We got a few side schemes. And then we've got the beginning of Taskmaster, who's definitely a scary looking villain. He also only has one scheme. Whew. Captive hero for hire, so he's capturing heroes. Wow, Moon Knight, Shang-Chi, White Tiger, Elektra, and Hydra Hunters. Ooh, I have to take these bad guys out. So as we can tell, this is the continuation of Taskmaster stuff. All right, so get this open. I really wish FFG had the little side tabs to make opening the cards easier. So we got Hydra Hunters, his sword, photographic reflexes, mimicry, hunted by Hydra, So that's a treachery card, meaning we'll get hunted. Captured by Hydra, so they can capture our allies. That's no good. His training camp. Then we've got Arnim Zola, who has multiple main schemes. Ultimate Bioservant, so he's got quite a few of those. Mutate, doing all sorts of crazy experiments, so that makes sense. Defensive program, he's got some tech that you can add. Pain inhibitors, neurological implants. So it looks like he can attach these to minions, really making them stronger. Oh, Mind Ray, so he can stun you. He can enhance people technologically. Then a side scheme is Hydra Prison and test subjects. So it goes along well with a lot of the stuff that we know about Zola. Then, of course, the big bad himself, Red Skull. So he gets +1 attack for each side scheme in play. He's got a multi-part main scheme. The Sleeper, Hydra Exo Soldiers, a classic Luger, a right hook, which shows him punching Captain America. Absolutely love that. I just always enjoy when we get a lot of that comic book theme into this into the game, and Marvel Champions is a game that is definitely dripping with theme. So we've got his Master Strategist, Twisted Reality, using his psychic powers that he has sometimes in the comic, but a rival. Spreading Lies. Pretty sure I'll have to play as Cap versus Red Skull. Infinite Power, using one of the Infinity Stones, I'm guessing. So the Red House side scheme, the Sleeper Awakens, prison camps, Censor the Past, Hydra Reinforcement, lots of nasty stuff. Then we just have Hydra Assault. So some of the other decks we can throw in. Weapon Master, Hydra Patrols. And then here are some new campaign cards. So these look to be upgrades that go into the hero deck. So these are going to be very interesting to see how they come into play. And these are some expert campaign settings. Not sure when Drew and I will get around to those, but we'll definitely be playing through the game probably on normal first. So there you have it. We've now, I'll just move this over, rather make sure it's still on camera. You've taken a look at what's in the box for Marvel Champion, The Rise of the Red Skull. I'm just going to place everything back in. As you can see, the storage for this stuff is just sort of okay. It's not great. I'll have to figure out a better storage solution, especially once the cards are all sleeved, which will be done after we've taken a chance to do a deeper dive on these components when we get to the review of this expansion. So there you have it. Marvel Champions, Rise of the Red Skull. Now keep it right here as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. As Julie and I are going to be going through a full campaign of this for the review, there will be plenty of pictures of us playing The Rise of Red Skull on those feeds. Now, popping up in front of me shortly are going to be links to some of our previously released content. The one over here will be our most recently released video, and the one over here will take you back to a review and how to play of Marvel Champions, the card game. And with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.